Hi YouTubers, it's Trace Face coming at you here first thing in the morning. I look pretty beaten up. That's okay. I don't care about that this morning. What I did care about was making sure that I made sure that I got out what was in my head this morning, and I wrote down some notes here because I wanted to make sure this is definitely in line with myself and many of you that have been working with me. It's very strange. I think sometimes these spirit worlds align and combine. Me and many of my clients I'm working with have had very similar stories in the last several weeks. And so I thought about that a lot this morning, and I thought about what's going on, and I have a lot of thoughts to that. But in the interim, yeah, so I apologize for looking really bad this morning. I've been, I had a really bad few days. I've been crying a lot, and that's okay. It's that time of month for me, when sometimes your feelings and emotions take over logic and reason, and these things happen. And that's what I'm going to talk about today. However, I wanted to make sure that all of you that have been working with me know how grateful I am for our sessions, because these sessions are not only helping you to get it out and for me to see like where you're at in your stage of this journey, but it's also giving me a lot of information in terms of research that I continue to do on this stuff. And, you know, after every session I have with each of you, I do sit back and I do take it very seriously, and I take the notes, and I'm trying to almost like keep a database and keep this information, because it's helping me. It's, you know, it's helping me to see patterns. It's helping me to see what I truly believe this is, which I do believe it's a spiritual battle that's going on here. And I think psychology, as I say before, it's a way for people to understand labels, and it's a way to slap labels onto people and explain away their behavior. But in all actuality, I think it's something much greater and much deeper. So having said that, I wanted to let those of you that contacted me, I wanted to let you know that the special I was running this month, I'm going to honor that into the weekend. So if you're interested and you want to have 2 1-hour sessions with me, I will honor that up until the end of the weekend, up until Monday morning, for 2 sessions for the price of $47.99. I am working on a website where I'll have testimonials of my clients I have worked with thus far. Some of you I've been working with for 5 months now. It's quite amazing. Like I said, you guys are helping me. You guys are helping me not have to work for any more narcissists. This past month, which I woke up today and I made sure I said a prayer about that to God, thanking him for this opportunity for me to work on, you know, two businesses that I've always wanted to work on for myself. 3 as a matter of fact. And I have the time and opportunity right now to do that, and I am taking that opportunity. So I just wanted to make sure in these last 4 or 5 minutes here that I'm just letting you guys know how grateful I am that you are liking the videos, you're sharing the videos, you're commenting, you're contacting me to work with me, and that's just wonderful. And I just wanted you guys to know that. I'm very grateful. Okay, so I came up with a list of why we fail and we break no contact with our narc abuser, and why this happens. And I've got a list of 10 different reasons I could think of on why that happens. And it happens to us all too often. I just want to start off by saying, if you did do it, you cannot wake up the next day and continue to beat yourself up all day about it. You did it. You know, a lot of times you feel like you have reason to. You feel like you still have a lot that you wanted to say to the narcissist. You still have all these pent up emotions and feelings on everything that happened and what you're still dealing with in regards to that. And so don't do the next worst thing, which is to wake up and completely beat yourself up for doing it, because you're a human being and we make mistakes. And for those of us that have gotten tangled up in the narcissist's web, it is it's not easy. It's not easy continuing to get out of the web that still lives in your head and resides in your head. And so, you know, dust yourself off and keep going. You know, the times that I've broken no contact, that's what I had to do. I had to realize why I did it, and realize what was going on at the time, that maybe I thought it was a good idea at the time, but it's never a good idea, okay? It's never a good idea when they contact you and they have access to do that, and you fall. You know, you fall hook, line, and sinker for more of the cycle. You know, even if it's something really, really stupid and ridiculous that they texted you or sent you, and it really has nothing to do with anything. Oh, it does. It does. That is another tactic and method that they're going to use to getting you to think that they're thinking about you, and that you're on their mind, and they'll do all sorts of things to bait and hook you. So I'm going to talk about that, and these 10 reasons why we break no contact. The number one, you know, the first thing I could think of and why we break no contact is that we had a big life change recently happen, or a life event, and you know, for how many years or how many months or whatever, we were so used to reaching out to them. They were our they were the you know, the number that we picked out of the phone to call. They were the familiarity of what we thought was our best friend, you know. And so when these things happen, we still have this tendency to want to tell them or share the good news with them or share the bad news with them, you know, whatever it may be. And so this is a major reason why a lot of us break no contact. The second reason I came up with, number 2, social media. Social media, I truly believe, is it's the devil's playground to keep these patterns operating at such levels that we wouldn't have had we not have these platforms to continue to torture ourselves and passive aggressively talk to one another when we've you know, blocked one another, and you know, we're still putting things up publicly, and they're putting things up publicly, and it's this awful you know, curiosity killed the cat. So when you look, basically it's the exact same thing as if you had gotten a phone call or text from them, or you decided to do this yourself. It's taking all that work that you've just done now for God knows how long. You could be months in, and I'm seeing it with my clients. I saw it with myself. It's the minute you look, you're basically that's self-harm. You're hurting yourself, and nothing good is ever going to come out of that, guys. I'm going to tell you right now, they do this on purpose. All the stories that you guys have shared with me the last 2 weeks, and what I personally just went through, this is another sick game of theirs. They'll make off that they're not talking about you, that it wasn't about you. They're just trying to get to you any way they can. If you've cut off if you've went and changed your phone number, which a lot of you did that last week along with me, and it's something, you know, we all sort of did together last week because we knew it was time. If they can't have access to you whenever they feel like they should, or whenever they want to, when it's good for narc, they're going to try to get to you in that kind of way. They're going to try and put something up that's just going to really upset you, and they know that. They know they're upsetting you. Or they're going to try and put something up to make you think, oh my gosh, they're still thinking about me. It's all tricks, guys. It's all tricks. If they had any regard and respect and love for you, none of this would have ever happened to you to begin with. None of it. There's no reason for the way that they treated you for as long as they treated you. There's no reason for it. So that is a trick. That is a trap. You know, if you have to, take time and get away from social media. Take a break. I went off of social media a few times now for an entire year, and I can tell you right now, I never felt more clear-headed. I didn't have as much anxiety and depression. In fact, I didn't experience the amounts of anxiety and depression that I get being on those sites. For a lot of reasons, those sites give me a lot of anxiety and depression. But it's definitely not good when you're trying to recover from this kind of cycle of abuse and heal from everything that happened. It's not where you want to be. It's too tempting. If they were the ones that blocked you to begin with, and then they all of a sudden unblock you, and you have mutual friends, now you're seeing their name coming up in comments, and now when the unblocking happens, you have all the memories with them that will pop up. You don't want to put yourself through that. You just don't. Because this is another terrible design, okay? The people that created Facebook literally came out and said that they created that site to be an addiction. They have come up with every kind of tool and feature they could think of. They came right out and admitted this so that people were 100% addicted. So you need to keep this stuff in mind and do what you have to do to get your mind clear and your head clear. And you're going to have moments where it's not going to be, okay? But, you know, places like that are going to continue to leave you. Take a break. Take a break. If you need it for your business, you need it for other reasons, go on there, put up the ads you need to put up, and get off. And don't spend your time on there because it's torture, okay? So that's the second one. The third reason that you fail and break no contact is because they contacted you. They contacted you, and like I said before, it could be something really silly and making no sense, and you're still you know, it's another trick, it's another trap just to getting you. You know, the narcissist, I have to explain this, doesn't give a crap at all whatsoever what you're going through or your feelings or where you're at in life. As far as they're concerned, the minute you didn't want to entertain any more of their nonsense and abuse, they have no use for you anymore in their life. They could care less. But so their whole thing is they're just, all they want to know is that you still have feelings for them. You still love them. You still think about them. You are still an option if, you know, you're still fueling their narcissism by knowing this. That's all they want to know. And they just want to know that maybe you're going to be an option if things don't work out with who they're with now. That's it. That's all you are to them at this point. Number 4. You will sometimes break no contact when you are fantasizing about the narc. And literally that's all you're doing. It's a fantasy. What you created in your mind of all the good things and the good times and the good qualities and the good memories, it's a fantasy. And it only exists within your head. That's not the reality of who this person was and what you actually went through and the severity of it. No. So I'm taking my own advice that I give to many of my clients. I have a video about this. And I am putting back up the wall because I need that reminder this week. I needed it. The wall of everything terrible that they ever said, everything terrible that they ever did, so that you can remind yourself of the truth, not what exists inside your head that you think is the truth. In time, sometimes your mind plays tricks on you and makes you believe that, things were different. And your mind will play these terrible tricks. And so you need reminders of the reality of it, the truth. So the wall and the sticky notes and putting that down, every single thing that they ever said to you that was horrific and did to you that was horrific. And I said in time, you put that somewhere in your house, and every time you have a wave and you think you miss them or you think that you long for them, go walk by that wall. And I'm going to do it. I'm doing it this week. I'm going to put them all back up. And I have plenty more to put onto that list, onto that wall. Number 5, something as simple as loneliness, boredom, and for our ladies, PMS. You got to be careful of these times. I know I've made the mistake. You're much more emotional for a lot of reasons. Your hormones are out of whack. You're not going to make the best decisions. Your best bet is to write down what you'd like to say to them and call a friend and read it to your friend. Take that piece of paper, go outside and burn it. But don't send it to them. It's just fueling exactly what it is that they want. And it does no good except bring you back into the cycle again and again. And loneliness and boredom, you have to keep yourself busy. You have to basically say to yourself, okay, I'm just bored right now, or this just happened and that's why I want to talk. You have to explain to yourself why you want to contact them, because you'll find your reasons. Number 6, memory triggers. You'll be driving somewhere and you'll have these memories. Or, unfortunately, dreams. Dreams, I've been trying to say prayers to not give me any more of these dreams, because the dreams have been really torturous lately. And so I had to, ask God to make that stop. And I'm hoping for some of you that are going through the same thing and going through these dreams. I think that's horrible because you don't have any control over your dreams. But your dreams are coming from your subconscious mind. So, and a lot of times that's the place you got to get to fix. So there are a lot of different techniques and exercises you can do to try to get your mind right so that it doesn't keep happening to you and you don't have to keep reliving that in your dreams. Number 7, thinking that you can now all of a sudden just be friends with an arc. Maybe you guys can be friends now, Maybe you can accept that they're with the new supply they were cheating on you with, one of thousands throughout your relationship. And maybe now you can just accept who it is that they are and still be able to have this friendship and this relationship, new-founded relationship with them and make it work. No. That doesn't work. I don't know any reason why. First of all, they deserve a person like you as their friend when that's all you ever were to them, as they treated you like their enemy and leaded a double life the entire time they were with you. And still can't admit that. Still cannot admit to anything that they did. Still are on the defensive about what it is that they did and didn't do in their own head. Yeah, so that's a real friend. That's someone you want to be friends with. This is another reason. Number 8, there might be a part of you that you're not even aware of, that subconsciously you want to mess with them. You want to mess with them and how they messed with you. You want to screw around with them the way that they screwed around with you, you know, in your head. And there might be this part of you that you don't even realize is doing that or wants to do that. Like I said, you might not even be aware of it. Number 9, because you were actually real. You are a real person. You do genuinely care for people. You do genuinely love people. You do want to see the best for them. You don't want to have enemies. You do want to believe that you truly did love this person and that you wanted to see the best for them and you wanted to see them heal. And so you're coming from that place still to this very day. And that is a reason in itself why you'd want to break no contact. You know, you tried. You were genuine. And it's still hard to believe that there are people out in this world that are not like you at all and do not have the same intentions in life that you do and do not look at people the same way that you look at people. So that in itself, you have to keep reminding yourself that there are good people in this world and there are bad people. And there are people that, you know, might be a little bit of both. They might do a little bit of both, but they might, you know, I truly like to define evil as in something that somebody has already done, knows that it's going to hurt people, and then continues to still do that. That's evil. And there's no getting around that. I'm sorry. You know, my ex-husband trying to tell me in an email last month that you calling me all these names on YouTube and when in reality, you know, I was just a wounded warrior. That's what he called himself. Oh, is that what that was? Is that what that was for 7 years? Lying to me, stabbing me in the back, pretty much every chance you got, sending naked photos with other people. You know, the list goes on and on of, I'm not even going to go there, of the ridiculous and horrible things that he did. But in his mind, they're not horrible. They're not ridiculous. He was just a wounded warrior, you guys. That's all. And number 10, the reason why you would break no contact is because you still have faith and hope in your narc. You're still hoping. You might still be praying for this person that one day you will get that phone call that you had hoped and longed for. That phone call that said, "Hey, want to let you know I've been alone for the last several months. I've been going to therapy. I've been doing a lot of soul searching. Such and such event happened in my life. And here I am. I'm contacting you. The love of my life." So, as I sit here with my PMS, before I need to start my day and work on the things that are going to benefit my life and my future, yeah, I had a lot to process. And again, having spoken to many of my clients this week and last week, I just cannot stress enough and reiterate enough that you really shouldn't be, you really need to heal before you're going to try and open up your heart again to another person. When you've come out of this kind of toxicity, there has got to be time to heal. And, you know, what I've found in what has happened to a lot of folks, and it happened to me, is if you don't heal, you know, you're going to keep attracting, you're going to still, you don't even realize you're doing it, but you're going to be susceptible and vulnerable again, and opening up yourself to another situation that is going to be very toxic, and you don't want to do that. And this is how people get in these patterns, and they've been with one narc after another, because they haven't taken the time to heal and recognize and see the full picture for what it was before they're already back into a relationship with someone else, and they've not even healed from the things that happened, and now they're dealing with that person's place in their life that they never healed from, and you've got this toxic relationship happening again. Meanwhile, the narc already had you replaced before, you discarded them or they discarded you. We know this. The narc is long gone, thinking that it was you all along, when reality hasn't kicked in for the narc on what they've got and what they're dealing with. But that comes in time, and we've all seen that too, what they think that works for them, and they're never satisfied. And we know all the things that are coming for that relationship that started off in a very wrong place, and where that's headed. So don't ever forget that either. I know this one's a long one. Thanks for following my journey and for looking at me first thing in the morning. And I really could care less. I wanted to make sure that I just reminded all of you that breaking no contact, yeah, it can, it will. It's very possible that it's going to happen. So you have to do all these necessary things to making sure it doesn't. You got to change everything. You got to give it no reason for them to come back into your life another month, 2 months down the line, when they just are curious and they want to see what's going on with you. Is your life any better or worse now? Or do you still long for them? That's all they're looking for. They just want information. They don't care about you. They don't. And so do the necessary steps. Change your number. Change your email addresses. Don't let them have access to you, because they're just going to take you down into their downward spiral with them. And that's it. That's just it. That's how it goes. So I know that you guys know this, but I just wanted to give the reminder. I hope you all have an excellent rest of your day. And please like, subscribe, comment, share the video. And let's get this information out to people that could use it. I'm Trace Face. It's time we all face the truth together.